Flushed it.
Yeah.
Absolutely flushed it.
And these feel really good.
Expensive taste, this page. All right, guys, welcome back. So today, Paige and I are going to dive into a video topic that I think is going to help a lot of you out there when it comes to decision-making around iron sets. How do you even start by picking the right model? Obviously, the answer you and I are always going to give people is get fit
Yes.
and let us do the hard work. But we know the reality is we, unfortunately, are in the minority of how people buy their golf clubs. We're trying hard to change that, but right now, people still want to just buy off the rack. So we're going to try and give them a little advice today.
And not only do they want to just buy off the rack, they want to buy blades. There is something about that blade iron that I don't know if they feel like if they play blades that people are going to think they're an amazing golfer, because that's just the misconception, is that everyone on tour plays blades, which isn't true.
It really isn't. It's diminishing. You see the percentages all the time on tour. There's irons like the Player's Cavity, you know, the Titleist T100 is played by so many players in the professional tours. But people think, like you say, there's something about this blade that's just honest and it's feedback, and golf should be that way and everyone should use blades, and you know, we should not be allowed to be given help and things like that. So we're going to dive in there and look at that. We're going to pick 3 models today. Blades, we're going to keep it all to the Titleist family. Blades, T200s, which is kind of similar to what you have in that the lofts are on the stronger side, but they've got some tungsten, some materials in there to help with the flight. And then we're going to go to something you've never tried before, which is going to be fun. Titleist Concept. I was telling you the price of them there. And,
very pricey.
A little pricey, but concept by name, concept by nature, in that Titleist are able to test some things with these irons. They're able to test what probably you'll find in the next line of irons, or even the ones down the line, is what is going to be in there as their DNA. So who knows? Who knows?
And that is, I've never heard of that before, and I'm sure a lot of people might not as well. Would you consider that then a game improvement iron?
They end up actually being in the game improvement to ultra super game improvement, because like what they basically do, there's one called CP2, and if I gave you the blade and CP2, you'd be like, oh, I'm hitting 2 blades. When in reality, one is a hollow casing with about 113 grams of tungsten in there, and it is one of the most forgiving clubs on the market. It just has a tiny frame. And then you get into the CP-04, and it is large.
Yeah.
And for the people who want confidence, and the larger footprint of that gives us more real estate to play with the weight, pull it towards the heel, pull it towards the toe, increase that MOI, all the things that we know really benefit miss hits. So there truly is something for everyone, but we're going to go other ends of the scale here and see what they're like for you.
Let's try it.
Let's do it.
Oh, I feel really good.
That was actually really good. Like, you're a good candidate for these types of things, though, because the high dynamic loft, like we spoke about earlier, like everything that works really well for you is slightly lower in loft.
Yeah.
Flushed it.
And these feel really good.
Expensive taste, this page.
When it comes to golf clubs.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, you've hit 3 that are kind of identical. And to be honest, I wasn't even considering those as part of the test. I was basically just like, I was just thinking, you know, just warm up. But as you hit them and your club head speed is pretty regulated there at 80, the one thing that stands out to me with these CPs is the smash factor. 1.42 is really high. That's basically, for how fast you swing, you're getting way more out of the golf club. And we'll show that when we get to the blade, how much that drops off the planet, which is why we don't ever advocate really anyone use blades. Combo set is as much as I'll ever really stretch to with someone. I don't think we sell more than, certainly our stores up in Canada, I don't think we sell more than maybe 5, 6 sets of blades a year, full sets of blades. And that's, you know, a decimal point of the percentage of what we sell.
For the players that you do fit into blades, is it based off of like their handicap, how good of a player they are, or just their player profile of how much spin they have and how far they hit it. What's more important? So you have to be accurate to play a blade. You have to find the center because the sweet spot's so small.
There's no help either side of the middle of the club. There really isn't. Yeah, it's a little bit about their ball speed generally is high. So player profile. So their ball speed is so high that any fluctuation in ball speed with these modern clubs, so if you get the perfect storm, maybe a dewy morning they're playing, so they get moisture between club and ball and a great strike. So you kind of get that slip. There's a phenomenon called slipping grip, right? So basically, impact occurs when you don't have instant friction. The club rides up the face somewhere towards the top of the club. The ball starts to actually grip the club and it spins more. That's why when it comes to short irons, flyers go further. When it comes to long irons, flyers go shorter.
Okay.
Right? So because the amount of loft, the ball just slips right off the face. When you tilt that loft vertical, it slides and then it grabs towards the top. Then you get more spin up there. So it really comes down to trying to minimize the standard deviation of that player, right? Making sure their best 6-iron goes 190, 191, 192, and not 210 and 183. That can happen with players with high speed. So it's just shrinking those gaps.
Okay.
Let's see a couple more. Paige, these are impressive. These are really impressive.
Really like these.
168 carry on your 6.
They're so easy to hit.
Yeah.
Every shot has been straight.
Yeah, smash factor's amazing. You're warming into it, so your club head speed's obviously climbing, and ball speed is
Get more
phenomenal.
confidence too, because every shot is
I
perfect.
thought you looked like you swung with a little bit more into it with that last swing. Like I could hear that was a little bit missed.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, and the smash factor drops obviously a little, but really, really good stuff.
But if that's a miss, I'd take that all day long.
Okay, let's go middle of the road.
No.
No, I'm not going to be back.
Don't take it away from me.
Jeez. Okay, one of the absolute most popular irons in the market right now, T200. People love them.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel the same.
You've just... We started you in the wrong place. Not knowingly, we started you in the wrong place.
Interesting.
That was nice.
I gotta work.
You gotta work hard for this one,
So
don't you?
much harder to make this club do what that last club did. I felt like with the last club, I could swing it so freely, and I knew I didn't have to be as precise, and that gave me more confidence to be a little bit more aggressive. And when you tense up or you're thinking that you can't have a miss hit because you know the club's going to react to it, it puts more pressure on you to perform.
It really does.
And that can be an issue. So even just looking down on it, it significantly shorter, top line skinnier. It feels good, but it doesn't feel like that last one.
Okay, one more. And I would call that one perfect.
Yeah, I can't hit it better than that. But the thing is, it took me, 4 shots to get to that point where the other club head, I hit 4 or 5 perfect ones before I had my first miss hit.
I mean...
Don't leave that.
And I'm not saying that's all you.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy? Like, look at those. That's nuts. So it's like, welcome to the party. We're all over here having a good time, and
oh my
you
gosh.
4 are...
Well, give me the blade. Let's see how much worse it can get. That's
nuts.
Crazy.
I know.
That's crazy.
But the other thing is as well, Paige, is we've pulled 3 clubs off the rack, kind of on purpose, not knowing what lie, what loft they are.
Yeah.
Because golfers do that all the time. And they wonder why they struggle. And it's like, I would bet my house that T200 has been bent flat for someone.
Oh, because every shot
and
was going
everyone's
to the
just
right.
stuck to the right, and it's just not going to be ideal.
No, well, I mean, at this point, my swing is pretty tuned in to, there's not much that changes on it.
No.
And to have that dispersion is wild. And it was frustrating because I'm wondering why the club's not doing what I need it to do.
Yeah.
And so I'm having to adjust my own swing to fit the club instead of having the club just fit my swing, which happened on the first club that we used.
And you said earlier on with the driver, like you felt like that started to become a thing with your driver. It was you were reacting to how you're hitting your irons.
Yeah.
And it filters through.
Well, and I think a lot of golfers feel the same way that I do, is that I play well when I'm riding off confidence. And when you start seeing a bad shot or another bad shot, it really gets in your head. And before you know it, you're spiraling and you're on a bogey train or a double bogey train. And you just want to get off the golf course as fast as possible. Like, having good equipment helps you enjoy the game, shoot lower scores, have that confidence. And you want to keep going out and playing. And if I was hitting those shots all day long, clubs would be in the trash can.
Totally.
I would be in tears in the fetal position, you know, upset, just because it's not fun when you can't figure it out and you don't know why.
Let's try the blade.
Yeah. I can see the appeal. It's pretty.
Yeah, they look amazing.
It's nice. Not when you put it down. It's like this big. Okay.
That's pretty good.
I can't hit that any better than I just hit this shot.
Okay.
To look at those numbers, that's crazy. How much distance I lost just by switching the club head.
What will be fascinating though is the difference in distance is a reflection of the loft on each one, right? So way stronger lofts down in here. So you're kind of getting what we thought you would, but it's just whether you can replicate it. I'm not surprised by this.
That
You're
like
hitting
a
them
blade.
really well.
Yeah. Why is that?
They are, I think maybe the way I said it earlier on, probably smaller head, smaller misses, in the sense of, now if you hit one toe and heel, like it will fall off the planet.
Yeah.
But like right now, you've struck those two so nicely. Nowhere near the smash factor you got with the CP-04, but really, really impressive.
They're straight, just not going anywhere.
Give me one more.
Yep.
I can't wait to actually put the dispersion circles up.
And that, I will say, that was like very, very slightly mishit.
Yeah.
That felt like a really great swing.
It dropped off a lot, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the issue. The kind of, I guess the surprising one was the T200 and that, you know, whatever that was out of spec. I'm curious to try that, but like how you actually hit the blade really pretty well as well. Now, you know, you are as an iron striker significantly better than the average golfer by a large distance. So if I was to use one metric to judge the player I had in front of me without knowing their handicap, I would throw up low point distance. So basically that tells me your ability to recreate impact. So averaging about between 2.5 and 4 inches ahead is where the lowest point of your swing is. So that basically tells me you're hitting ball first pretty much every time, right? The only time you don't, and like I said to you, I think it's when we sink into the mat more than it actually is you. So your ability to recreate low point is why I wouldn't have any fear in you playing something that's actually a little bit on the smaller side. I know, but there's confidence, right?
Yeah.
There's tangibles and there's intangibles. Intangibles is confidence. You know, just maybe different courses you play at, different turf conditions. You want no piece of playing a blade. But actually looking at the data, it's not that bad for you.
I can see why a great player would love a blade because of that consistency.
Yeah.
And you know right away when you mishit it, but when you are striking it pure, there is really nothing better.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that some people will watch this video and think that maybe getting a blade is a positive because it's a good way to practice.
Lots of people say that.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
You know, I think you've got to practice what you play with.
Yeah.
I think you've got to try and, like, practice is all about practicing to obviously replicate what you're going to do in the golf course. So there's so many things. Like, I've tested blades and cavity backs at the same lie angle that dynamically come in totally different, right? So there's times when the blade has no perimeter weighting, none. Mm-hmm. And there's blades like yours, or clubs like yours, that have a tungsten plug in the toe. That tungsten plug is heavy, pulls the head down, so dynamically the face stays more open than a blade that stays more up. There's all these things that are dynamically happening that really people have no idea that these things are also things that we have to consider as club fitters in the bay when we're picking a set of irons for someone.
Yeah, well, and not only that, but we're in perfect conditions right now. Yep. There's no wind. You're hitting off a mat. It's a flat lie. Yep. I can't imagine hitting this in the rough. No. Downhill, uphill, all different lies, and having to adjust and be able to hit it perfect. You will never have a shot like this out there. And so having a more forgiving iron really does help you when you're on the golf course and you don't have that perfect lie, and you have the wind, and you have water here, and all these different variables that you don't really put into play when you're striping it here and there's no pressure.
I think, you know, the golfer who goes out to practice in a 50-degree day at a range with rock hard range balls, and they take their blades out there, how miserable would that be? You can feel that through your hands already, can't you? You can feel how horrible that would be through your hands.
Yep.
So, you know, the game's hard. It's already hard enough. We don't need to make it any harder. Yeah. There's definitely no way to do that. So, the big question is,
do I put those on the back?
or even an experiment. I mean, that was, to see if someone's reaction is sort of positive as that towards a club. That's what we look for as club fitters. Someone, because I can read the numbers, you get the feedback, you get the sort of, you know, the feel from the strike, etc. And I could just see how much you enjoyed hitting them.
Well, even that feel, I can't describe it, but even when I was hitting the blade perfect, it didn't have that same feel to it, like, at all. It almost felt dead compared to hitting that club head. That thing's special.
It definitely has some unique DNA, that's for sure. And like we said, there's so few people who know that these actually exist. But they actually only give them out to very select partners. I think we're only one of 2 accounts in Canada that even have them.
Wow.
So it's very, very unique. I think there's a few more in the US, just because there's so many more club fitting outlets. But yeah, we have them in all our stores in the US as well.
No, they're going to need a lot more after people watch this video.
I think so. Just make sure you save up and make sure the kids are well fed and watered and have enough clothes before you go and
They don't need that. You just need pure shots.
Exactly. You just need CP.
Priorities.
Yeah. Get some concepts in your life. Okay, guys. A really fun test to see Paige with a blade, stripe it, and then miss it and drop off quite a bit. See the CP-04 just, you know, blew both of our socks off. We loved that. And then the T200, which was clearly, as a great head, not in the right spec for you.
Not for me.
At all.
Not for me. I mean, the dispersion showed that I should never have that club in my bag.
No. Definitely. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know in the questions what other things you want to know about the decision-making process to pick clubs for yourself. Like we said, we want you to come and get fit, but what questions do you have for us? And we would love to do more videos in the future on videos like this where we help you guys narrow it down and ultimately pick the right clubs, you know, for your game if you're not going to come and see us at one of our stores. Great stuff. Okay, thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.